To tell the full story of this journey, we have to go back to 2022. We had planned the biggest, farthest, most anticipated trip we had ever endeavored. We loaded up the brand new Jeep Cherokee and set off for our first destination, the Badlands. The storm that night should have been our first omen, but the next day was the 4th of July, and we were headed to the Black Hills, Mount Rushmore, and then the Devil's Tower, before we planned to drive through the night to Glacier National Park. But the Devil's Tower was the end of the road for us. After numerous months and one shoulder surgery, we had healed our wounds, and even replaced the Jeep. However, our pride had a bruise that lingered. Glacier had been stolen from us. This is why you find us 3 years later in North Dakota. We are in Teddy Roosevelt National Park. We're going to have about 12 hours to explore the park. There are 2 units to Teddy Roosevelt National Park. There's the north unit and the south unit. We're going to try to explore both of them today before we have to leave and make our way to Montana to Glacier National Park. We've come into the north unit of Teddy Roosevelt National Park. We're going to drive the loop, but we're also going to do one trail while we're up here. These Cannonball Concretions, as they're called, were formed in mineral-rich groundwater in an ancient river, and now they've been stratified in these Badlands, and so they look like cannonballs, and that's why they got their nickname. This is wicked. The trail we're going to do is the Caprock Coulee trail. This trail has some cool rock features called Caprocks. It's about 4.1 miles. It takes about 3 hours to do, so we'll see how long it takes for us. There are a lot of things in bloom. Everything's real pretty right now. It's July 4th actually. So we heard him first, then we found him. That was our first rattlesnake. We have timber rattlers where we're at, but we've never came across one in Missouri or anywhere we've been. What I think I like more about this place than the Badlands is the trees and the greenery. There's a lot of grasses and cactuses, and there's just a lot more life out here. This is such a cool trail. Across the road. This is an overlook of the Little Missouri River. Taking a little detour on the River Bend overlook, and then we're headed back to the trail.
Hear that train pounding on my brain. It's coming to take me away. Lord, it's coming to take me away. Can hear that horse.
So we have about a mile left, and it's starting to rain. I, thankfully, have my rain jacket. It's in my bag at the bottom.
Lord, it's coming to take my name. Dreaming of
So the rain has started. So we have yet to go on a trip without rain this year. Everywhere we go, all the way back to spring, which was forgivable in spring, but man, we can't get away from rain.
California, I'll get to you sometime. Way down that line. Way down that line. Can hear that train pounding on my brain, and you were rocking and reeling too. Yeah, you were rocking and reeling too. Can see your face all around this place, and Lord, it's making me cry again. Lord, it's making me cry again. Dreaming of places, wide open spaces. I've been suffocating here too long. I can't afford ya, California.
It looks like a tree.
It sure does, but it doesn't have rain.
That's wild.
It looks like sandstone.
Well, it's nice. The rain has stopped. This side includes some of the better views.
Way down that line. I see that train and it looks lonely. I see that train and it looks lonely. I see that train and it looks lonely, 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 yeah, yeah. Lonely, yeah, yeah. Dreaming of places, wide open spaces. I've been suffocating here too long. I can't afford ya, California. I'll get to you.
Okay, we are finally going down, losing all of our elevation. This is the part of the trail where you head back down to the road and where the parking lot is. So we're getting near the end of it.
Way down that line. Way down that line.
Well, the rain came back right as we get to the end. That's okay, because we're done. That was a pretty incredible hike. Considering we're only gonna have time to do one, we've got to head out. We're only here for a day. We don't have camping here. We're gonna try to get to Glacier early in the morning to secure some camping. But we drove through the night last night. I didn't sleep. I took a little 2-hour nap this morning, but I'm getting to feel a little tired. Well, with the rain right now, we're probably not gonna get out again here in the northern section. We're gonna head on down to the southern portion. So we're at 1 o'clock now. We need to leave here by 7 to get to Glacier on time. So we're moving along. Yep. We're at the Peaceful Valley Ranch. This was a operating dude ranch for a long time, and then it operated as a CCC and WPA headquarters, and then eventually became the park headquarters when the park was established in the 40s. Today it's one of the major sites in the southern unit of the national park. We're at the Maltese Cross cabin. This was Teddy Roosevelt's home here in North Dakota up until he moved to the Elkhorn Ranch. Teddy Roosevelt's one of my heroes. He's one of my favorite presidents. Teddy Roosevelt's story involves a lot of character development and a lot of growth. TD, as he was nicknamed as a child, by no means was a rags to riches story. Though as a child he was plagued by numerous ailments such as severe asthma and poor eyesight. On his father's side, he came from the Roosevelts, a well-established Dutch family in New York. On his mother's side, the Bullocks, plantation owners in Georgia. At a young age, he developed a strong curiosity for nature and wildlife, even opening a museum in his bedroom at the age of 8, where he displayed his work as a young taxidermist. He was fascinated with hunting and birds especially. To overcome his ailments, he stayed active and pursued what he called the strenuous life. As an adult, he entered politics, choosing to fight corruption, but he left the arena when his wife and mother tragically died on the same day in 1884. His ranch here in North Dakota is where he came to grieve. He would eventually return to the arena, becoming president of the New York Police Commissioners and then Assistant Secretary of the Navy. He would lead the Rough Riders, a voluntary cavalry unit in the Spanish-American War. Returning a war hero, he became governor of New York and then vice president of the United States. When President McKinley was assassinated, he ascended to the presidency as the youngest president to ever lead the nation. As president, he would use his bully pulpit to fight monopolies and break up trusts. He expanded America's influence globally, parading the Great White Fleet around the world, the manifestation of his philosophy, speak softly and carry a big stick. His passion for conservation fueled the protection of nearly 200 million acres of federal land through the Antiquities Act. Couldn't be more fitting that his ranch in these Badlands of North Dakota became a national park to honor him and his legacy. All right, we're back on the road. We're done at Teddy Roosevelt. We're on to Glacier. We've got to get there by morning, so now's the time to leave.
That storm is looking nasty.
So we stopped in Lewistown, Montana for the 4th of July fireworks celebration here. And this is the charmingest little town. Everybody's out here in the park and they're all playing. This is incredible. Here we go. Oh my gosh, it sounds like war over there.